missed your calling. You think that this music thing, this whole thing you're chasing is just a dream and you missed your calling. It's never going to happen. You're never going to get a break and it's just not happening. Time to quit. I don't think that's true. I don't even know you, but I don't think that that's true. I think you probably are following your heart and that is your calling. I just think that maybe you're in a rough spot and maybe you need a reset. So I'm going to start with that. In the description below, I have a link to a Gumroad PDF that I wrote called The Musician's 7-Day Mindset Reset. Go down there, click on it. It's free. I'm not going to send you a bunch of junk, nothing. It's free. Just go get it, right? It's totally free to you to kind of maybe give yourself a new visual on your life. So the discussion that I'm going to have today in this video is going to be the way that I teach all of my students, my drum students, and also all of my coaching clients. And that is from a been there, done that perspective. I've been in the music business for all of my life. Well, over 30 years, I've been a professional musician. I've been in the same band for 26 years, been there, done that, bought the t-shirt, right? And so that's how I'm gonna kind of tell you a couple of stories, and hopefully it will shed some light on things for you. One is a story from a number of years ago, and one is a more recent story, something from actually just this last weekend. And today is what? Today is November 18th, 2025, as I'm doing this video, just as a point of reference. So before I went full-time as a pro musician, I put it in quotes because I think there's a lot of things that have to happen to be a professional musician, right? A lot of times people think, professional musician, big stages, playing in front of thousands of adoring fans, playing concerts, being on tour all the time, making millions of dollars. Okay, some of those things happen, right? I haven't made millions of dollars, but some of those things do happen. But then there's a lot of other things, a lot of other hats, as I say, that I have to wear to make a living as a professional musician. And you can do it too. Again, it's about that mindset reset. So a number of years ago, before I quit my day job and went full-time as a musician, I worked for this wonderful place called Orange County Speaker. And what we did at Orange County Speaker was we fixed speakers. We fixed speaker cabinets. It didn't matter if it was the smallest little home audio speaker that sat on a bookshelf or if it was a giant PA for a touring band, right? Like big PA systems. We rebuilt them when they needed to be fixed, right? It was a great job. It was in the music industry. The people that owned the place had been in the music industry forever, so when I needed time to go do a tour, I would take my vacation time. They were wonderful. They were great people. I took, it's called a leap of faith for a reason, my friend. You got to take that leap. I took a leap of faith and I quit that job. It was a wonderful job. I'd worked there for a number of years. They're great people. I made good money. They understood me. I understood them. They were wonderful people. But I took that leap of faith because I was at a point in my life where I knew I had to take that leap of faith because I didn't want to look back and go, well, gee, what if, right? That's kind of been a resounding thought that has run through my life, my entire life. What if, right? And I've got a lot of stories in regards to that. At any rate, I took the leap of faith and I quit my job. And I was making a living as a musician. And as I've said, I was wearing all the hats. I was running a successful teaching career, both at a music studio and on my own. I was in the middle of writing my first book, The School of Hard Rocks, which is a drumming instructional book. I was still, as I do now, still studying, learning my craft, working on my craft. I was playing in the Sam Morrison Band. I've been in that band for 26 years. We were touring, it was the first time I'd ever been on airplanes and, going out of town and being flown to gigs. I was also playing with a band called Neil Norman's Cosmic Orchestra. I did a video for that, actually a live video for that a while back, where we played for all these Star Trek conventions, right? It was a great experience, really cool experience. So I was doing all these things to make a living as a musician, right? And it was working out. But as any career, I don't care what it is you do for a living, there's an ebb and flow to things. Some of the ebb and flows are bigger, some of them are smaller, but as a musician, you can imagine that sometimes they're pretty drastic, right? So I was in one of the times of my life where the band wasn't working a lot. My numbers were down in students. I'm like scrambling, like just trying to pay my mortgage and make a buck, and it was tough, right? And I still have those times, right? We still have those times where there's not a lot of gigs, right? Or maybe numbers are low in students, whatever, right? Not selling a lot of books. That's life. So anyway, it was when I was going through one of those, and I started reflecting, and I was kind of beating myself up. I was thinking, man, if I would have just stayed at Orange County Speaker, I'd still be there. I'd have my 401k. I'd be paying into all these things. Why I made such a huge mistake? Maybe they'll hire me back. This is what I'm thinking to myself. Well, within a few days of thinking that and kind of figuring out, trying to figure out something new that I was going to do, my phone rings, and it's a guy that I used to work with there. His name was Alan. Alan was a great guy. We were dear friends. And he goes, "Hey, man, Brian and Eric want you to come in to the shop." Well, I'm thinking, oh, there's the answer to my prayer. I'm supposed to go back to Orange County Speaker and just focus on that. And I said, "Oh, really? What's going on with them?" Again, I'm thinking, they want me back. He goes, "Well, they're closing the shop. They're going out of business. And they wanted to say goodbye to you and let you know what's going on." I'm like, oh, my God. They're closing up shop. Now, this was a business that started in the 1960s, right? This was an old business. This was a very established business, okay? And so Alan, in that same conversation, had shared with me, he's like, "Man, I don't know what I'm going to do. I got to find a job and this and that and blah, blah, blah." He was really worried about it. So sure enough, I go into Orange County Speaker. I see Brian and Eric. They're the owners, by the way. I'm talking to you like you know who Brian and Eric were. They were the owners. They were the sons of the owners. It was a family-owned business. And I went in and talked to them, and they had explained to me, that as the music business does, as every business does, the speaker industry had changed so much that their business had really kind of just gone down to nothing, right? You could fix your own speakers, amplifiers and speakers were better matched, so things weren't blowing up as much, like literally blowing up at gigs and stuff. So they were closing up shop. They were going to close the business. Now here's my buddy Alan and all the other people that work there. They're just like panicking. Like, what am I going to do? I've got to find a job. I've worked here for so long. I relied on this as a great job. What am I going to do? Well, I was a step ahead. I had been self-employed now for a number of years. I had been doing it. So I just kind of had to reset my mind, that mindset reset. I had to double down on my efforts. I needed to get more students. I needed to get more gigs. I needed to finish my darn book, the first one, so I could get it out there and get it out there for sale, And I needed to be more grateful and more thankful, right? So I think if you find yourself in this place where maybe, whether or not you have a day job or not, you're trying to navigate the waters of being a musician and being a professional musician, man, it can be a tough one. It's a calling for a lot of people, but being able to navigate it and make a living, that's a whole other thing. If that's something that you want to do, you can do it. You have to just rethink things. So that being said, like I said, go get the 7-day mindset reset. It's free, zero cost to you. I have a couple other things on there that aren't free, but you can check those out. And if you want some coaching, right? If you need some music business coaching, that's a big part of what I do, is coaching for people that want to make a living as a musician, and I steer them in the right direction. So reach out to me, my website, bartrobley.com. Now, I said I was going to tell 2 stories. I'm going to tell the second one now. So this last weekend, again, it is November 18th, so last Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, I was in Indianapolis at PASIC. PASIC is the Percussive Art Society International Convention. It's the largest gathering of professional drummers and drummers from all around the world. And honestly, the best drummers in the world go to PASIC to play, to get educated, to learn, to share, to do all these things. And I tell you what, when I was there, it's if you've ever been to the NAMM show, and or experienced the NAMM show, it's much like that, but it's just for drummers and it's much smaller. But the thing about the NAMM show, I'm going to drop a name here. Dave Weckl said this from the stage. He said, you know, the NAMM show is more Hollywood. It's more glitzy. And yeah, it's in Los Angeles, but he didn't mean it that it was because it was in Los Angeles. It's just glitzy. Then if you've never been to the NAMM show, it is really Hollywood. Lots of come to our booth and big banners and signs and lights and cameras and all kinds of craziness. PASIC isn't like that. PASIC is small little drum booths with drummers hanging out, talking about drums and rhythm and geeking out, as we say, on drum stuff. And it's a lot of fun. And it's definitely a brotherhood and a sisterhood. And I know that that's something that's thrown around a lot, but it is. It's very much a brotherhood and a sisterhood. We were all going out to dinners, we were hanging out, we're exchanging ideas and really getting into drumming and rhythm and what it is. We were watching wonderful performances. I was watching some of my dear friends go up and play and just crush it, just play so well, right? And of course, well, there's lots of great gear, right? We can spend our money and buy new gear. You know, I didn't buy anything, by the way. There are a couple new cymbals that Sabian's putting out that I'm definitely going to, you know, buy. But anyway, I digress. When I was there, I knew I had reached my calling. I knew that what I was doing was the right thing for me. This was absolutely, without a doubt, where I was supposed to be in my life. It has taken me, this is only my second PASIC convention. This was the 50-year anniversary of PASIC. Man, it's hard to put into words. I was there. It did my soul good. My soul felt at home with these people. And it had nothing to do with, you know, being a great drummer or being the best drummer and it just being one of the drummers, right? It was just so awesome. It was fantastic. It was really a wonderful experience. So I knew I was in the right place. Now, again, I did this video this way because I'm teaching from a place of been there, done that. If you're watching this video right now and you've made it this far and you're sitting at a place in your life where you're like, oh my God, I missed my calling. You haven't. We've all been there. I've been there. If you're there now, you just need to reset your thought process. You need to reset your mind. You need to refine what that little spark is, quite frankly, that you need to ignite to get that career going. Whether that be, okay, I got to make a few bucks. I'm going to, and I love drumming. I'm going to teach drumming. I'm going to go for a gig. I'm going to start reaching out for recording sessions, whatever it is. There's a million ways to navigate these waters. So I don't think you miss your calling. I don't at all. I think you need to, you know, just kind of sit back and figure it out. And it's something we all go through, right? It can be a lonely place, but I'm telling you, there's so many people out there that are willing to help you. And it doesn't matter if you're a drummer or not. If chances are pretty good if you've made it this far through the video, you're a drummer. But as you can see by the wall behind me, I have guitars and all kinds of other things. I do not consider myself a guitar player, so don't reach out to me for guitar lessons. I only know a handful of chords and I'm just learning. But if you want drum lessons, let me know. If you want some coaching, man, I would be more than happy to help you. I have coaching clients that play all instruments. I have guitar coaching clients. I have a trumpet coaching client. I have a kid that plays trombone coaching client. I have actually quite a few guitar players that just, you know, they're trying to get into the business. They're trying to break in and they need help. And that's what I'm here for. So I hope this video is helpful. Believe in yourself. Know that if you have the calling to be a musician and it's within you, you have to live a meaningful and artful life. And you need to, again, tap into that reserve and find your way through the waters. and I would be more than happy to help you do that. Go to my website, bartrobley.com. Reach out to me. Check out my book, Drum Up Your Business. Drum Up Your Business, that's what it is. It's how to navigate the waters of the music business. It is available for hard copy on my website. It is available for digital download at Hudson Music. And it's helped a lot of people. I hope it helps you. Well, you have a great day, and check out Drummers Education Connection. Okay, we're going on live here an hour from now. It is 10 a.m. on the button on November 18th, and we are going to go on live at 11 a.m. To talk about PASIC and do a PASIC debrief. And I'm going to put a link to Drummers Education Connection down below. You can go check out all of our content there. We've had some of the greatest drummers in the world on there: Billy Cobham, David Garibaldi, Greg Bissonette, and just, tons of people that we've interviewed and talked to. Thank you guys so much for watching. I wish you the best. I'll see you in the next video.